Optogenetics, IR optics, spectroscopy for photovoltaics, and the EDU Spotlight. That's this week on Light Matters. Hi, I'm James Lowe, and this is Light Matters for August 27th, 2014. Optogenetics techniques have been used to alter the attention spans of mice, helping to shed light on how the brain mediates internal thoughts and external distractions. A team from New York University's Langone Medical Center focused on the thalamic reticular nucleus, or TRN, of the mouse brain. TRN cells are thought to act as switchboard operators that control the flow of information. Introducing light-sensitive molecules into the region allowed the researchers to precisely control the firing patterns of visual TRN cells with laser pulses. Using multi-electrode recordings, the researchers demonstrated that sleep and concentration affect the cells in opposite ways. Well-rested mice needed just a second or two to find food, whereas sleep-deprived mice took longer. But when the researchers used flashes of laser light to inhibit the firing of optogenetically engineered visual TRN cells in sleep-deprived mice, the mice found the food much faster. In contrast, using optogenetics to induce sleep-like firing patterns caused well-rested mice to take longer finding the food. The research was published in Cell. A new polymer made from sulfur demonstrates high transmission of IR light and could greatly enhance thermal imaging systems. Crystalline IR materials such as silicon, germanium, zinc selenide, and halide salts are frequently used for IR optics, but they can be difficult to form into the complex shapes that are needed for high-performance optics. A team from the University of Arizona conducted the study on sulfur because it is a heavy atom present in small concentrations in many organic compounds, can be easily molded, and has high IR transmission properties. Using a technique called inverse vulcanization, the team developed sulfur-rich copolymers that provided improved transparency at near-infrared and mid-infrared wavelengths, as compared to conventional organic polymers. Such polymers could replace semiconductor optics and chalcogenide glasses used in existing IR systems. The research was published online by SPIE Newsroom. Spectroscopy may provide a way to identify materials for organic photovoltaics based on their charge formation efficiency. In a recent study of organic solar cells, a team from the University of Tsukuba and the National Institute of Material Science in Japan used photo-induced spectroscopy to determine the change in absorption after femtosecond excitation and electrochemical spectroscopy to measure charge injection. Studying one type of organic polymer film, the team discovered that the charge formation efficiency remained high even at low temperatures. Positive and negative charges are strongly bound in an organic photovoltaic device as an exciton. This charge formation was previously thought to be difficult without a thermal activation process. As the development of organic materials requires both high charge formation efficiency and high charge transport efficiency, the team's work could enable the high throughput screening of organic materials for new organic photovoltaic devices. The research was published in Applied Physics Letters. Last week, Photonics Media visited the University of Massachusetts Amherst and heard from one graduate student about his work with microscopy for this week's EDU Spotlight.
Right, so we're a biophysics group, and so we study the properties of biological polymers, typically, in my case at least, from the perspective of a physicist. And this, to me, sort of strikes at the heart of what makes science sort of interesting, as you have the ability to study something that, this is what we are made of. And the properties of these things are ultimately they're physical systems. So to probe them from the perspective of a physicist and with the tools of the physicist, which is particularly interesting to me. I've always enjoyed tinkering with things and building things. And physicists have no fear when it comes to building things. Well, this is sort of what drove my interest and my desire to enter this field.
That's it for this edition of Light Matters. Email us with your questions or comments at lightmatters@photonics.com. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for news updates every day. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.